We just got a brand new trailer for the new Star Wars series that's coming on Disney Plus, all about Darth Maul. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, Darth Maul is one of the most underrated characters in the Star Wars universe, and this is absolutely fantastic for a lot of reasons out there. Number one, we're bringing back the Force, we're bringing back the dark lightsabers. It's super exciting as a Star Wars fan, and many people are asking, is Star Wars back? There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the Star Wars universe, the failures, Kathleen Kennedy leaving, things like that, but we're gonna talk about exactly the Darth Maul story and exactly what we can possibly see in the Disney Plus show. We get the series that Darth Maul is coming back. It's going to be a Clone Wars style movie. I do believe it's going to be after the events of Clone Wars Season 7. After Season 7, we saw in the Clone Wars that he took the ship and he kind of vanished. This is where I think we're going to resume, which is good. That's a great story to resume from. Darth Maul is one of the most mysterious, but like he has a ton of aura and he's one of the greatest characters in the Star Wars franchise. Showing up in episode 1, doing a great stuff in the episode. What are they going to do with the show? Now, I think we're going to get a lot of underground, Undertale type of episodes. I think it's going to be covering the underground. I think it's going to be covering Darth Maul. I think the clones after Order 66 were also sent to kill Darth Maul. He's also another guy out there who knows the Emperor, who has all the Emperor and things like that. So I think the clones were sent to him to kill him. As we saw in the trailer, we saw a couple clones out there. We saw him turning on his lightsabers. And there's like a new Jedi that we're possibly seeing. Like, what is this going to connect to? Because I know Dave Filoni and the people that do animated Star Wars stuff, they always like to connect things in the Clone Wars to, you know, the originals and the prequels and stuff like that. Are we going to see a hint of Luke? I don't think so. Are we going to see a hint of maybe, you know, Asajj Ventress, because we know she's still around during this time frame? I'm not so sure. But there's a lot of good stuff to still look forward to in the Darth Maul show. Darth Maul, easily one of the coolest characters in Star Wars, man. Bringing him back for a Clone Wars type of show is absolutely fantastic. This is what we want as Star Wars fans, right? For a very long time, they've had flop after flop after flop. You know, the sequels were not, in my opinion, not really that good. Disney Plus, they tried to do the shows. Obi-Wan Kenobi, in my opinion, was a good show. Could have been absolutely greater. I'm not gonna lie. Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, that show needs to blow people out of the water. Ahsoka season 1, you know, you have Anakin back in there. You know, you have all the characters in there. It's a good show. It's a good show, but they still haven't had like the big splash other than The Mandalorian and Grogu. In Grogu, we're getting a movie that's gonna come out around May. Other than The Mandalorian, they really haven't had a big splash in the Star Wars universe. And again, this is animated, so it's not gonna be that big of a splash because we know animated projects are, you know, not the best projects out there, but they're still good. There's a lot of great animated projects out there. I love The Bad Batch. I love season 7 of the Clone Wars. I loved, you know, those different shows and stuff like that, but major legacy characters like Boba Fett, flop. Obi-Wan Kenobi, I liked it, but a lot of people consider it a flop. Ahsoka, it's good, but also people consider it a flop. There's a lot of shows out there, you know, that people just don't like in the Star Wars universe, and Star Wars needed this, man. I'm not gonna lie. As a Star Wars fan, seeing the ups and downs, seeing the praise of, you know, the prequels are getting now of Anakin Skywalker. People used to hate those. We gotta remember, people used to hate the prequels. People hated Anakin Skywalker. People hated the prequels. So the fact that those characters are getting a lot more love now, whether it's the Darth Mauls, whether it's the Obi-Wan Kenobis, whether it's the Anakin Skywalkers, it's really good to see. I think a lot of people have definitely warmed up to the prequels and exactly the impact they made. So getting a character like Darth Maul, a very legacy character, has been around forever, was around in 1999 when the first episode was made, was around in the Clone Wars. We also saw his arc in season 7, him escaping from the ship after Order 66. Like, I'm glad that we're resuming with another major character. We get lightsabers, we get the Force, we get all this great stuff. I'm actually really excited for it, man. For someone who loved animated Star Wars, the Clone Wars, season 7, the Bad Batch, that stuff is great. You know, Tales of the Jedi, absolutely fantastic show. Like, those shows are really, really good. That's honestly what's the best thing rolling for Star Wars right now, is the animated projects. Like, other than Mandalorian and Grogu, like, there's not a lot going for Star Wars. They're still not working when it comes to, you know, resuming episode 10, 11, 12, if that's even gonna happen. They're going back in the theater with Mandalorian and Grogu, but again, I like Mandalorian and Grogu, but it just looks like a spin-off of the show. Like, it just looks like they're going on a side adventure, putting it in movie format. Yes, it's gonna sell. The Star Wars brand has suffered so much damage throughout the years that, like, they're kind of really having to repair it over and over and over. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how Darth Maul is gonna perform. I think it's gonna do pretty well. Animated Star Wars, it always has that niche fan base, a crazy fan base, like, you know, the movies and stuff like that, but there's always a niche fan base when it comes to, you know, Star Wars animated and exactly what they're gonna do. A lot of people watch season 7, a lot of people watch The Bad Batch, a lot of people going to watch Darth Maul. So I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see. But in terms of the content we're gonna get, I think it's just gonna be Darth Maul resuming his story, because remember, we know he died in Star Wars Rebels, so they have a lot of gap to fill with Darth Maul and exactly what's gonna happen. So I know there's a lot of story that they're gonna fill when it comes to Darth Maul. Maybe what he was doing between 4 and 5, maybe what he was doing after 3, after Revenge of the Sith, after he had to go in exile because, you know, Order 66, the Emperor's hunting him down. Like, he's still a loose end that needs to be tied in the Star Wars universe. So I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do. I wonder if they're gonna introduce anyone new. Saw a few characters in there holding a blue lightsaber. I'm really excited what they're gonna do, man. It's really exciting time as a Star Wars fan. Like, this is the type of show that really excites the Star Wars universe, man. Star Wars fan base, they needed a show like this, man. They needed a show like Darth Maul, bringing those old characters that were really, really good. You know, we're still waiting for that rated R Star Wars Darth Vader movie. Put Darth Vader on a side quest, man. Put him hunting down some Jedi. Put him hunting down after episode 3. Do it, man. Those movies would be absolutely fantastic, man. So I'm really excited for the Star Wars fan base, man. They absolutely needed a W, man. I mean, Star Wars has been on life support ever since episode 8. I feel like, you know, The Last Jedi coming in there in the episode 9, and then the destruction of the Star Wars fan base and the universe. It's been completely destroyed. You know, you had bangers like The Mandalorian, bangers like, you know, maybe the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, the Ahsoka, but other than that, it's been either mid or really garbage, man. But guys, let me know in the comments, what are you hyped for in the Darth Maul show? Are you hyped for Darth Maul? Are you hyped to see what he's going on? Are you hyped to see the adventures are going on? Let me know in the comments, man. But if you guys can, hit that like button, hit that sub button. We're posting new videos every single day, whether that's Mario, Sonic, the Avengers, Five Nights at Freddy's, anything out there, man. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Amen. See you guys in the next video.